Good morning. Microphone.
Good morning. I'm very happy to see you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Lina. I'm an open yoga teacher, and this is Morning English Speaking Yoga Club. I'm very happy to see you on our lesson. Please introduce yourself and tell about some positives that you had last week.
Hello, my name is Slava Rezhik. I'm a second year student of Shakti 23 Group of International Open Yoga University. My first positive is finally warmer. I want warmer temperature because it's summer. It's already must be warmer. Okay, the second positive habit tracking, it's bearing fruit. It's start working for me. It's I try tracking habits, but it's not work many times. But today it's work. I think it's good. And my third positive, it's elementary school graduation of my younger son. It's song performance, it's songs and dance. It's good memories. Okay.
Okay. Books say that we must repeat some action for 21 times to make some action a habit. So how many times do you personally need to repeat some action to create a new habit?
For me, I think it's about month, maybe more, maybe less. It's hard to say because if you repeat and repeat and repeat, you cannot say what time you get constant habit, or you just repeat it constantly.
So, according to these words, we can create 12 useful habits a year.
Okay.
So, or maybe some of them need to be recreated because we can forget them. Okay. Evgeny, please tell about the positives that you had last week.
Good morning. Sorry, I was late. Positives. Last Sunday we went with kids and with family to the film about war, about their breast. So it was interesting for girls because they wasn't the breast in the competition. So it's connection between history and what happened at that time, because for them it's hard to understand what is the importance of this. When I was growing up in the Soviet Union, we have a lot of movies about war, about history, especially for boys. It's interesting. But now for this time, it's difficult for me to show them importance of this historical what was happened there. So it's important when they see it, you can feel it, how it was. And the movie was powerful about war, about Brest крепость, last movie. So maybe it's not so good movie, but I tried in 9 Maya, show them sometimes. So, and after this, I was reading books of Simonov, Konstantin Simonov, the famous Soviet писатель, novelist. How to say писатель?
Writer – это писатель, and poet – это
yeah,
writer.
And so all the week was like a squirrel and the wheel. I went to my friend. He's Arab from Israel, and I was meeting with him. As his friend come to him, and it was a very interesting speech. He's like philosophic. He was telling me about Arabic philosophy, and it was very not usual, because usually you just laughing about your past, what you was doing in общага, the dorms. So воспоминания. But this time it was another interesting conversation. So let's see.
Okay, as for me, I like Belarus very much, and I have been living in Minsk for 2 years, and I really enjoy visiting Brest Castle. I think that this place is very good for children to visit, and the nature is very picturesque there. And I have been there for 2 times, and last time, some of the constructions were damaged, and that's why I can't go there. For example, with вот это, где «Умираем, не срамя» табличка, там, где кирпичи даже расплавились от того, что значит, такие были бои. Первый раз туда еще можно было зайти посмотреть прямо на эту табличку, а она все постепенно разрушается. So I think we all can visit Belarus without any foreign passport, and it is very easy to get to this country. As for me, I traveled from Arkhangelsk, and I was in a city traffic jams near Moscow for 6 hours, and 6 hours, it takes 6 hours to get Belarus. Вот сколько я стояла в пробках, объезжая Москву, за столько я потом до Минска доехала, вообще там по прямой. Очень хорошая дорога, можно ездить на машине. Okay, so today we're gonna speak about vegetarianism, and I think this topic can be very interesting for us. And the first question is, have you ever been a vegetarian or vegan? For how long? And what was the motivation? As for me, now I study a topic about healthy long living. Я научную статью, мы там все пишем. В контексте йоги и долгожительства. And a lot of scientists write about vegetarianism like a very good type of diet for old people. So the older you become, the closer you must be to vegetarianism, and you must add some like of protein. So you must get some amount of protein each day, and you must add protein from vegetables a little bit more and more to this portion. То есть постепенно заменять животный белок растительным лучше для людей там после 30. Это очень положительно влияет. Вот об этом говорит современная наука. Okay, Slava, what about you? What is your experience? What was the most important motivation for you?
Okay, I think the main motivation for me it's health care. I had problem with my health. I have high blood pressure, short with breath. I used to weigh twice as much as now, and so I start to find something healthier way to live. I start to как-то заниматься-то спортом, просто do sport.
Следующее выражение to go in for sport. So you
To
went
go in for sport. Yes, I looking for healthier diet, and so in some step of this finding, I turn to vegetarian. After I turn to vegan, and I think it's work. It's work for me. Also, it's main cause of vegetarian. It's be как-то ecology. It's good for ecology. It's go for living being. But for me, I start from health, for my health, and this is why I use it. I be vegetarian, I be vegan, I be raw food eaten. I don't eat meat. It's about 12 years now. I think it's good for me. Okay.
Okay, so it helps you to improve your health, and this is very good. Evgeny, have you such experience, and what do you think about vegetarianism?
Oh, it's shame for me because yoga people don't eat meat. I eat meat. I tried once after one seminar with Lena on yoga seminar. It was festival, tantric festival. I don't remember. So I tried once a month or 2 months not to eat meat, and I didn't feel something special that you feel weak or you feel strong when you eat meat. I didn't feel the no connection, but mostly generally you was feeling good because you doing exercise, doing yoga. You feel younger because of the just you on the relax on the way. You're not walking, you're not in the routine home. I feel good, but when we come back, I was at home. I feel nothing difference. But I think it's maybe good. The vegetarianism is good because of one expression of Leonardo da Vinci. He said, "Пока существуют скотобойни, будут войны." So maybe for people, generally, it's good to think what they do because most people when eat chicken, котлетки, we never think what is done of. Because when I was growing in the village, and you have your own chicken, you have your own cow. I remember I was young, we have a cow, Lastочка, her name. And my parents killed her for meat, and I watched her head, and I was wanted to cry. I asked him how you can eat it. So because you, no, you was relating like a human, you was talking to him to eat, and I couldn't eat. But my kid, воспоминания. Or you, for instance,
Memory.
yeah, memory. So it's not good. For instance, I call my kids зайцы. But when I was to hunting in the village and I brought the rabbit at the home, and they see the bloody body in the, it was horrified for them. What a zayц really, and what I did, and I call it to my kids. It's not good for humanity of man, not for health personally, but generally, what we do, we kill. И надо другое сознание, мы убиваем. It's bad, of course. Only from this side, I think it's not good to eat meat, but I adjusted to it for years. But when I talk to vegetarians, I shame.
Okay. And what about the biggest challenges you faced when you tried to eat or not to eat meat? С какими большими трудностями вы столкнулись, будучи вегетарианцем? Вот, Слава, какой процесс перехода, он был шероховатым или нет? Расскажите нам. Вдруг мы тоже решим стать.
The first, it's not understanding from another people why. Also think when people, we all know the meat, it's not just meat, it's not some briquette from the shop, it's living being. But we try don't think about it, and when when someone remembered to you about it and you see you can do it, then it's not good for our psychology, so вы как-то можно почувствовать себя виноватым, в общем, короче. And second challenge, it's you need to consume more consciousness because you need to reading labels, what the ingredients on food, and also it's you need to learn how to cook because you don't always can find what you want to eat. So it's a long path, but now now it's more easy because now we have many of vegetarian food. You can buy vegetarian food, but also it's many chemicals in vegetarian food now, and so cooking by myself is best option if you want healthy food, not just vegetarian, but also healthy. Because sometimes if you buy vegetarian sausage, it's so many chemicals in this product, so it's healthy to eat just meat because it's more clean product. So learn, you need to learn how to cook and learn process what use to cooking and understand how big firm cooking and many things to know, not just consuming. Yes.
Okay, and Evgeny, what do you think about fasting in some like of religious? Because what is the main meaning of посты же есть, тоже даже люди, которые едят мясо, вот, допустим, они какой-то имеют систему вероисповедания, и какие-то промежутки времени они не едят продукты животного происхождения. What is the main meaning of such process, as for your opinion?
I think it's, for instance, post-христианский. It's for your soul, for your consciousness, yeah, to stop feeding your animal base and to think about something else higher. In Christianism and Judaism, I know they're not mixing the milk and meat, and it's written in the Bible that you cannot cook the kid of the God in milk of his mother. Ну, как-то не готовь козленка в молоке его матери, как-то так. В Библии, не помню точно. То есть it's about humanism, about think what we are doing. And sometimes it's very good for people to stop feeding your хищник, your predator inside, and think about else. It's hard for people because it's kind of ritual when you meet with your friends on the nature, your shashlik, you're cooking, and it's not usual to stop it and say, people, let's eat mushrooms, or I don't know, mushroom yoga also don't eat, or let's cook pomidoro on the flame. So it's a ritual hard to work with them, but when your friends are not in this system of understanding. So I think it's for good people, for
okay, so fasting can change our consciousness and maybe to change our worldview. for some period of time, and such asceticism will be very useful for us. But as for me, to live without coffee and sugar is much more difficult than to live without meat. I have another addiction. Okay, the next question is, have you noticed your changes in your physical or mental health since adopting vegetarian or vegan diet? So we all can say that vegetarians usually have a more healthy lifestyle. They walk a lot, they go in for sport, they usually try to be on nature, and not only such type of diet make them healthier, but what so Slava, what can you say about changes in our physical and mental health?
Okay,
And especially mental.
I remember I read book Scott Jurek, Run, Eat and Run, I think. Scott Jurek, it's ultra marathon runner, and he written how he switched to vegetarian food, and he ran more. So it's good for health. But now I don't think vegetarian diet really work, because in our now vegetarian not so clean product like 20 years ago. It's some chemical. I think it's for now good. It's eat just vegetables, причем especially raw vegetables. It's cleaning. So for me, it's first more clean mind. I eat prepared food one day of week, and I can't compare. It's like clouds on the head when you eat something not healthy. So it's hard to make thoughts when you.
Is it about mood or about effectiveness of your brain? Как бы тяжелее работать или просто настроение как бы хуже? Cloud, what does it mean? Cloud in your head.
Тяжело думается, голова вот какая-то сонная, что ли, когда ем вот такую пищу, я периодически ем. А в обычное время более ясное мышление. То есть вот okay, also it's good for physical body, because after I eat some prepared food, not raw food, I have как-то my body work not so good as usually. I don't know.
So you can say that there are a lot of chemical substances in fruits from Пятерочка. But it's also good for
good question, but it's a good idea. Chemistry is long been part of our food, and vegetables have a lot of chemistry too. And when I eat cucumber, I eat some chemical which this cucumber have for fertilizer or for как-то, ну, от насекомых, в общем, да. But animals like cow, for example, also eat grass, for example. And not only grass, but some как-то combicorm, they have antibiotics, and this is they eat 10 more times of food in antibiotic chemical, and this is accumulated in his meat, And if we compare eating cucumber and meat, there in meat 10 как-то, в общем, 10 раз больше химии копится, поскольку они в 10 раз больше едят ту же растительность. Плюс еще в них насильно можно запихнуть то, что человек есть не станет. Комбикорм.
Okay. Evgeny, don't you think that healthy diet is avoiding chemical substances and it will be useful for our mental health and physical health also? And do you avoid consuming chemical substances in your food?
It's very difficult because most of us buy products from Pятерочка, so I don't know how to escape it. Only if you have your own огород and take it by your hand, Coloradский жук, not putting antiseptic and anti-насекомые. So I think it's not so easy. And I also wanted to ask you, you as a vegetarian, do you eat fish, for instance? Lina and Slava, you eat fish?
I'm not.
For me, I'm not a vegetarian and I eat fish. But as for meat, I only, I do not eat, I try not to eat chicken because I know that there are a lot of chemical substances in chicken. It is the most dirty meat for me. And I even can't eat pork. And I don't like beef. That's why only... Я забыла, как индейка. So, сейчас turkey. So my favorite blogger, chemist on Live Journal, she can examine different types of meat and she told about this meat, turkey, that it doesn't collect all the chemical substances. And turkey is the most clean meat. And as for me, I don't control the type of food I eat in a very strong way, but I prefer to eat turkey and to feed my children with this, the cleanest meat, as from the point of view of chemistry. Как-то вот она меньше всего накапливает. And the producer Indie Light, she expected, то есть, в общем, она проверяла различные типы мяса, и вот именно этот производитель, он наиболее чистый. Хотя мы только ее и едим.
Maybe some producers, use less antibiotics and hormones, especially. But I don't think the chicken and turkey is so different because all this bird and this bird, it's not very different обмен веществ. So it's maybe kind of legend of producers of the meat. So we have to think. And I remember I was talking to one man who has пруды and fish, his own пруд караси, сазан. So he grow it, and he said that the meat of the fish is till now it's the less using chemicals, but they also use grain from the fields for corn the fish, and also not so far away. But he said, for instance, карась eating мотылек, so from the pounds in the water, so it's not so dirty. It was an interesting conversation with him. But also most of the fish, like salmon, we have the farms of salmon, I know, in the sea, also feeding with kombikorm, and so we cannot find something clear. But we have to watch what is, for instance, I think stuffs like, I don't know, свекла, very useful, and it's not need a lot of chemicals for growing, for instance. As I remember from my childhood, when you grow картошка, you have Coloradский жук eat it, so you have to put insects, insecticide, and if свекла you have, it don't need nothing. So I think it's maybe from this point of view most useful and less chemical vegetarian food. So we want if you want to reduce this, so you just think what of these vegetables no need, like onion. It don't need or чеснок. I forgot how to say чеснок. So it don't need
Garlic.
Garlic, yeah. So from this point of view, but I also want to ask you, as yoga practitioners, as I know, yoga don't eat garlic, not onion, not mushrooms. So, and they say that it's use your energy. I also don't feel it when I eat. Maybe because my consciousness is less level, so I cannot feel difference between if I eat meat or I eat onion and I feel weak after it. I never feel like this. I don't know. Is it different for you, yoga people?
Slava, what about fish? You wanted to say something about meat or fish?
Yes, I wanted to say this is, I read to animals, turkey and goats who don't eat some garbage, so it's clean. So, в общем, да, вот этого, как их зовут?
А козлятину и
Козлов,
индейку
да, козлятину можно, да, тоже.
будем знать.
For me, yoga does not force to be vegetarian or vegan, but advice you can try and maybe you like it, maybe it's work for you, maybe not. For me, I think on this diet, I become more flexible. I don't know, and my mind work better. But this is not about yoga. It's как-то клише. All yogins vegetarian. It's you can try and maybe it's work for you.
And Slava, do you eat garlic and onion?
I don't like onion from my childhood, and I don't know why. I eat garlic sometime in как-то salty cucumber, малосольные огурцы, да, вот с чесноком как-то люблю. It's I don't know, maybe I don't, хотя нет. If we practice, for example, pranayama, it's recommendation, don't eat garlic on onion. I don't know, maybe it's best way, don't eat. I don't try it. It's need to make experiment.
Yes, and if you practice pranayama, you can get a lot of vital force prana. And получается, что мы очень большой поток энергии пропускаем через себя. Ну, не энергии, а вот этой жизненной силы, праны нашей изначальной вот этой, ну да, можно сказать, жизненной силы. And garlic and onion do the same. So you can get twice of this vital force. И то же самое делает лук и чеснок. То есть мы в 2 раза больше форсируем, и непонятно, что из этого получится. So maybe it is recommended to avoid eating garlic and onion when you have such strong practice of pranayama. But it doesn't work for all. Some people really eat garlic and onion during pranayama, and it's okay for them. And as for me, I even when I start practicing pranayama, I don't like the smell of the onion and the garlic. But earlier I liked these vegetables. Ну, как-то, ну, кого я знаю, им даже стало противно вот это нюхать. Ну, само собой, они там не прочитали и отказались, а как-то это естественно было. So it naturally came to them.
По ощущениям.
Да, возникает такое ощущение, какое-то неприятие. Странное. Okay, so scientifically proven health benefits. I told about healthy aging. То, что я читала, это как раз-таки здоровое долголетие. То есть рекомендуется потихонечку переходить на этот тип диеты. Ну, я могу долго объяснять, с чем это связано. Вот животный белок, с ними с возрастом сложнее справляться. Поэтому потихонечку рекомендуется переходить на более какой-то вегетарианский или, по крайней мере, не красное мясо, а там рыба и птица. Slava, have you ever make such research from the point of view of modern science? What modern science does? What does modern science tell about vegetarianism? What proofs do we have?
I remember I read how many vegetarian in every age, and start from, I don't know, 20 years, one vegetarian, to 10,000, then one next decade, one vegetarian to 1,000, next decade, one vegetarian with 100. So with как-то... В общем, чем старше, тем больше вегетарианцев остаются в живых. Как-то. Also,
this is good.
Also, what I want to say, I forgot.
All the vegetarians must avoid deficiencies in B12 vitamin, in iron, and maybe vitamin, some other vitamin.
It's big questions. I think people can't get all enough vitamins in two ways. One way we can fermentize something like cabbage, for example. I fermentage cabbage for B12, for example. And the second natural way, we need to как-то grow up our microbiota. Я не знаю, как это по-английски. So we have symbionts in our guts, and when we eat healthy food, these symbionts can produce all vitamins what we need. And also, if we don't eat chemicals which bad for these symbionts, we kill it. If we eat only meat, for example, it's not good for these symbionts because it's meat как-то... В общем, мясо гниет, там тропные яды выделяются, это плохо действует на эту фигню.
Growing healthy microbiomes is very important for us, even for our brain. And modern science tells us that we are a house, we are an ecosystem for these little live beings, and we must take care about them and to feed them with appropriate food. Okay, and Evgeny, have you ever read or heard about some scientific researches about different types of diet? And what do you think the most proper diet for a modern person? As for me, как-то универсальная средиземноморская middle sea diet, close to Italian food with a lot of olive oil, with a lot of fish, and something like that. What do you think the best diet for modern people?
I wasn't looking some research of scientists, but I sometimes watch on YouTube, as most of us, for Dr. Berg or even Dr. Patrick, Ukrainian doctor, interesting, but he's watch all the scientists modern what is coming out and the new information about the things, and he speak about it. he read it in English and also straight away give it to you. You don't have to find by yourself, and I don't interested in science. So, but I hear him sometimes, and he talk about the Средиземноморская diet. So also about keto diet. I don't use it, but I think of course it's good. And when you becoming grow, you have to start thinking of what you're eating. And because I know a lot of people, young people, with the cancer, who died, and my close people also have suffering from this disease. It's very frightening. So it's most of reasons, I think, of course, it's because of food. So we have to start thinking about this. My neighbor woman died not for long ago, and she was young, not so grow. So especially from red meat, колбасы, how to say колбаса. So I think, of course, we have to think what we eat, but it's not. I don't think it's connected to the meat.
Sorry, Вурст. Вот это, помните, Кончита Вурст победила? Вот это колбаса. Кончита колбаса. Да. Вурст.
So, for instance, I don't think it's connected to the meat. For instance, we know as the Кавказское долголетие, they far away from vegetarianism. Or for instance, Japanese people, they eat food from sea a lot, yes. But that also, I don't know if they're vegetarians or not. I don't think. So I think it's about less or more chemicals and the type of food that you eat. Not so connected to meat or not meat. What kind of meat or what kind of even vegetables.
Mm-hmm. I also like Dr. Petrik. I really enjoy his video, and I like Dr. Berg also. And from Russian bloggers, I like Marina Vnukova, and her theory is eating. So you have some ancestors, and you should eat what did your ancestors eat. То есть наша иммунная система заточена под обработку тех продуктов питания, которые ели наши предки. Мы можем просто посмотреть, вот из какой мы местности, из какой местности наши предки. So if they really used cow's milk, you can eat or drink it. But if they lived in India and ate only fruits, you can be a vegetarian, it will be okay for you. But now we can go to Пятерочка and we can buy avocado, ягоды goji, goji's berries, but our ancestors didn't eat it. And our immune system tells, wow, bananas, we should adapt to this. And our immune system 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, work with some not natural for it. So she adapt with to these products, and that's why it doesn't work on her duties. Получается, что иммунная система такая: о, бананы, сейчас буду адаптироваться. А ее назначение не адаптироваться к незнакомой еде. Ее назначение бороться с заболеваниями, внутри там все поддерживать порядок. Она такая: о, ёшкин свет, авокадо, что это? And when we eat the food that our ancestors consume, she said, oh, okay, вот, гречка, окей. I know гречка. И она не отвлекается к адаптации к незнакомым для себя белкам. Как-то к ним не приспосабливается. And that's why we become healthier. And I really like this theory. And 200 maybe or 300 years ago, our food wasn't so interesting and full of different specific products. And our ancestors felt okay about it. Все там ели эту репу, все жили счастливо, ничего там слаще редьки не ели, и слава богу. А сегодня, да, вот она перегружена тем, что она постоянно адаптируется к чему-то.
Я попробовал как-то репу, что-то невкусно. Как-то не хотелось почему-то.
Нет, Because they had no such sugar. So when we burn a baby, we feed it with the chest milk, and it is like ну, как сгущенка, разведенная в воде, если кто пробовал. Поэтому нам потом всю оставшуюся жизнь кажется, что сладкое – это окей, потому что мы начинаем жизнь со сладкого сгущенки какой-то разведенной в воде, потом всю жизнь так кажется. But our ancestors didn't eat sweet taste. They eat bitter one. That's why they were healthy. They had no parasites in their body, and that's why they felt really okay. Полынь. Настойку пили полыни. Okay. And the last question is about... so it is for you, Slava. About progress in your yoga practice during being vegetarian. То есть это способствует улучшению практики йоги? Or you have no connection between this?
I think it's good for body. No, in my case, it's good for body, and I feel more flexible in joints, for example, and my belly don't как-то restrict in some position me. Also, I think it's good for thoughts, for mind, but also I think it's independent things. You might combine these things, but it's yoga. You don't need to be vegetarian to practice yoga, or not all vegetarian practice yoga, for example.
And what about this type of diet? Does it suit to everybody? Do you believe that vegetarianism is good for everyone?
No, I think we all different, and also we all in different step of path. In one person in different time can be как-то
Vegetarian or not?
Be good, be vegetarian in some age, and be bad for vegetarian in another age, for example. It's a long, complex process for now to turn from meat eating to vegetarian. It's about deficit of some vitamins, minerals, etc. It's very complex.
So it's not so easy to become a vegetarian. Okay, Evgeny, and what are your main advices of choosing the appropriate diet for a person? What are the main rules of choosing such type of diet? What do you think about it? Средиземноморское, кето, вегетарианство, еще что-нибудь, диета предков.
It's difficult for me to suggest, give advices, because I'm not using any no diet.
So, or just not to think about it, just not to eat chemistry.
Yes, I think you just have to be healthy food and feel what you think. If you think what is coming after it when you eat, or eat you alcohol, for instance, or if you eat sugar, chocolate each day for full tablet, so it's not so good, of course. So people just have to think what they eat. That's it. And I don't think that it's meaning of your own personal health. I think it's good about the vegetarianism and good about the evolution of the humanity at all. If we don't kill animal, it's of course it's good. In this way, I think it's very important to show kids why don't kill this goat and don't kill this cow. If they think of it one way, or pig when they eat shashlik, so of course it's from this side. I think it's important, and of course for health.
Okay, thank you very much for this very interesting discussion on a very interesting topic. It was very useful, and we will all think about our diet, about the food that we eat. and it, of course, it can be very useful for our physical and mental health. Thank you very much. I was very happy to see you, and see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good week. Bye bye.
Good week.
Bye.